Hey guys, what is up? And today I'm going to talk to you about my top 17 favorite movies of the year. So, a couple of these movies I liked, but there's one of them I thought was just okay, and one of them was just bad. So, without any more time to waste, let's go ahead and get started. At number 17, Prey, the fifth film in the Predator series. I actually like this one. It's an enjoyable sequel, but not as great as the first four movies, which I still have yet to check those out someday. But I liked it anyways. So we're now at number 16, and my number 16 is The King's Daughter with Pierce Brosnan and Kayla Scodella. I like this one a little bit. It was actually like a live action version of The Little Mermaid, even though the animated version is awesome. The one from Disney, the one you're talking about, I bet The Little Mermaid is a billion times better than The King's Daughter, even though that movie makes me swim, float, relax, and go on the water with a passion. I really love this movie, and one of my favorite characters from The Little Mermaid is Flounder. It's Flounder. And of course, Ursula, which she's a cool Disney villain ever. But in the King's but as for the King's Daughter itself, I liked Kayla Scottarella's role in the alligator movie from 2019 called Crawl, which I thought Crawl was a billion times better than this one too. So overall, The Little Mermaid and Crawl is a billion times better than The King's Daughter. Actually, my friend told me about this movie, so I had to give this movie a chance anyways. And I actually liked it. Next, at number 15, Uncharted with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. I really enjoyed this one. I thought this was a good movie. But not one of the best video game movies ever, but it was pretty cool that Uncharted was adapted from a PlayStation game. So yeah. At number 14, Butter Stew. Butter Stew. Yeah, Butter STU. You know, with Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson. I thought this was a good, enjoyable movie, but the problem with Butter Stew is that the story was kind of all over the place and actually felt like a knockoff of some other movie. But the acting was still good though, no matter what. As long as I don't expect it too much. Up next at 13, Dog with Channing Tatum. I thought Dog from 2022 was a great movie. At first, I wasn't really excited for this one at first. Now I thought it was good. But the movie was kind of sad though. Although some people did not like this one I actually liked. A little bit more than the other 2022 movies. And at number 12, DC Week of Super Pets. This was a pretty cute movie from 2022. In fact, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart did pretty good in those movie roles, along with Keanu Reeves. And also with Kate McKinnon. So yeah. And I thought Jared Starn did a good job directing this one. In fact, his first movie that was directed by Jared Starn was Happy Anniversary, which I do want to see that one sometime, which I do want to watch that one sometime. So yeah, but I think Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart's roles in Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle and the next level is a billion times better. And if I do check out Central Intelligence, maybe I'll give it a chance as well. But this one was good so far. And at number 11, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers was a fun movie. In fact, it had some good cameo appearances, like Flounder, The Ugly Sonic, Peter Pan, Paula Abdul with MC Scat with MC Scat Cat, and a bunch of other characters to name but a few as well. Because we all know Flounder is from The Little Mermaid, and I love The Little Mermaid. Yeah. Why do I keep talking about it? But whatever. But I thought Andy Samberg from this one was actually better than the role in Hotel Transylvania Transformania, which I thought it was a billion times better than that role in Hotel Transylvania Transformania. So yeah, I actually like that one. And at number 10, The Outfit. I actually really enjoyed The Outfit. It was a good movie. And I thought this was going to be more gangster, but guess what? It's a little bit gangster for what it is. And which one of my workmates told me about The Outfit, and I thought they enjoyed it, and so did I. So yeah. And now we go to my top 10s. My top 10 favorite movies. At number 10, Turning Red. Disney Pixar's is Turning Red. You know what, Mel Lee turning herself into a giant red panda, and it's about that music group that was coming to town. I really enjoyed this one. Turning Red, I thought it was a good movie because it's got good songs and good acting, especially from Four Town. This one proves to be better than the recent Pixar movie that came out this summer called Lightyear, which is a Toy Story spinoff. Which I'm actually not gonna bother. I'm not gonna bother with that one because I've heard that there was a 2-second scene in this movie which is controversial. Which I'm probably not gonna see that one because I can't really wait to see Disney and Pixar's Elemental because it's gonna be awesome and it's gonna be at least be better than Lightyear than I'm expecting. But I know Pete Docter is the executive producer for that one. Oh, is he really? Oh, I think from Pete Docter, He's going to be producing Elemental 2, directed by Peter Sohn, which I've heard Peter Sohn is going to get better. Like in Good Dinosaur, which it's kind of slow, but I've only seen part of that one when I was in school. But maybe when I get a chance, I might get to watch the entire thing. And at number 9, the Bob's Burgers movie. I actually thought the Bob's Burgers movie was really great and probably one of the best animated movies of 2022. In fact, this movie was even based off the TV show itself. And do I enjoy this a little bit more than the Simpsons movie? Kind of. But I gotta say the Simpsons movie was probably better than the Bob's Burgers movie, though. Even though that was still an excellent movie. At number 8, the Black. At number 7, the Black Phone. I thought the Black Phone from this year was really good. And I think I like this a bit more than Scream 5. In fact, Scream 5, which is the one we'll get to that later. And I bet Ethan Hawke did a good job playing the grabber, and Mason Thames did a good job playing Finney. In fact, there was a little bit of jump scares, which that didn't really bother me when I watched this movie last night. I thought it was really good when I first saw it. And at number 6, Strange World from Disney. I gotta say, this film is so good. It's so much fun. And I thought this was probably one of the best Disney films of 2022. Well, not really the best movie from Disney of this year. I thought Strange World was lots of fun. I really enjoyed this movie a lot more than Turning Red. Because Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid were both excellent in their roles, and I know some people out there did not like this one. I enjoyed this one a lot. But maybe one of these days I will change it to a 5 out of 5. Probably an underrated film from Disney. That's meant to be so great, it's so bad. And maybe one day I could put Strange World in my top 5 spot, because maybe one of these days I'll start loving this movie more. A bit more. Then at number 5, The Lost City, starring Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Brad Pitt. I thought The Lost City was very great, and it was probably one of the best underrated comedies of all time. I gotta say, the action was great, and so does the song "Big Big Energy" by Lotto, which, even though "Big Big Energy" was probably a solid hit in the modern hip hop charts. In fact, I don't listen to that much rap like I used to, but I'm starting to get to the point where I can listen to like non-moderate and a little severe. So yeah. At number 4, The Adam Project, with Ryan Reynolds in his second collaboration with Sean Levy. I thought this was a great movie in my opinion, because it tells the story of the crash landing in 2022, where a time fighter pilot, Adam Reed, teams up with his 12-year-old son on a mission to save the future. But this was a fun original to see if you like Ryan Reynolds or his collaborations with Sean Levy. Now, his next movie with Sean Levy, it's Deadpool 3, which I'm probably looking forward to that one too as well. But I'm going to have to start watching the first 2 Deadpool movies before the third one comes out, when I get a chance. And at number 3, The Batman with Robert Pattinson. This was a fun, awesome experience. I thought the Batman from this year was actually really good from what I saw. And at first, I wasn't really excited for this movie years ago, but now it gets to the point where it finally comes out. And wow, I had the best of times with this one. So maybe one of those days I will change the Batman to a 5 out of 5 in heart, because I had so much fun with this one, and I even love this movie too. And I love the action in this one, which is pretty cool. Then at number 2, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. This was an awesome masterpiece, and probably one of the best masterpieces ever made. I really enjoyed this film a lot, because from what I heard, that the Russo brothers did a great job producing this one as well. And David Shanight did a great job directing this one along with David Kwan. This was a fun movie. I actually really enjoyed this one. And it's actually one of my favorite movies from A24 right behind. It's actually my favorite movie of all time from A24 right behind Uncut Gems and Minari. And The Green Knight, which I thought was a great movie too. At number 1, before you ask, before I tell you the movie title, did this sequel save me from Hotel Transylvania 4? Did this sequel save me from Hotel Transylvania 4? Yes, it did. That being no other than Scream 5. I actually really liked Scream 5 a lot. Definitely one of the best horror movies of 2022, and I really love this one. I think I liked this a little bit more than Scream 2, even though that was still a great sequel. Yeah, I had lots of fun with that one too. But this movie was kind of sad as well. And as for DC Week of Super Pets, yes, it did save me from Hotel Transylvania 4. So yeah. And it's actually one of my favorite movies for January 2022. So yeah. And now let's get into my least favorite movies. Blacklight with Liam Neeson. I honestly thought this one was okay. I just cannot believe I wasted a little bit of time on this one. But it was a fine movie. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I used to. Like, I used to give this one a 4 out of 5, but then it got changed to a 3.5 out of 5. Nowadays, I thought this one was a 3 out of 5. I wouldn't give this movie a heart because of all the sudden, this movie had flaws when I first saw this one. But it was still okay. And now, let's get into my worst favorite movie in 2022. Hotel Transylvania Transformania. Why, Sony? Why? Why? Why did Sony Pictures Animation have to make the sequel? I used to really love this movie back in the day. Back when 2022 was off to a peaceful start. But as the rating went down to like a 4 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 2.5 out of 5. Nowadays, I gave this Hotel Transylvania sequel 2 out of 5 stars. And definitely without a heart. Definitely a thumbs down with no heart. And at least, I'm not taking the fourth film way too seriously like I did with the third film in 2018. That third one was my favorite movie of all time. And it will still be better than this one, obviously. This was a horrible movie that should never be made. I thought Hotel Transylvania 4 was bad. It was definitely a badder one. I've hated this movie ever since the summer of 2020. Back when movies were going downhill quite a bit. And it's not as worse as the 355, Morbius, Jurassic World, Dominion, the Disney Pixar's Buzz Lightyear, and the Ice Age Adventures of Buckwild, which I'm not sure how that's gonna turn out. I cannot believe Brian Ho, who did who did Let It Go in a couple voices, was in this one. And Brandon Bro from the first 3 Men in Black movies, I prefer those over Hotel Transylvania Transformania. Why does Brandon Bro have to be in this one? And not only that, Hotel Transylvania 4 had the executive producers of Gennady Tartakovsky. Selena Gomez was also the executive producer for this one. And Gennady Tartakovsky, it's a shame that he did not direct this one. Actually, instead, the directors for Hotel Transylvania was actually directed by two directors, David Dryman and Jennifer Kluska. Derek Dryman, who wrote the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, I prefer that over Hotel Transylvania 4 because I think the SpongeBob movie is a billion times better than that one. And I could definitely agree with you guys on this one. I prefer Spider-Man No Way Home over Hotel Transylvania. I think Spider-Man No Way Home is a billion, trillion times better than Hotel Transylvania. And it was also the last Sony Columbia Pictures movie to use the 2014 logo before Sony actually replaced their newer movies with the 2021 transition logo, which the first Sony movie in 2021 to use the transition logo was Venom: Let There Be Carnage, which I still have yet to see that along with the first Venom. And it's also a shame that Hotel Transylvania did not get a theatrical release. Well, it did get a limited release in some movie theaters, but at least Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse will be coming out to theaters. And I've heard many great things about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I've been hearing its praise and everything. So we'll try this out eventually. And see if Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is going to be better than the first one. But sometimes cartoons used to be great back in the day. Nowadays it went downhill. With the teasing, touching, all that stuff. Which I'm not going to bother getting into that stuff as well. Excuse me. And I could definitely say 2022 has been a pretty bad year for cartoons. But it's also a pretty bad year for Sony Animation. But I did hear that Sony Pictures Animation is going to get better again. Like I said, with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Beyond the Spider-Verse. Why can't Sony Pictures Animation can just do original projects? And I've heard that this company was going to get better with adult animated movies. A little bit like Sausage Party, Beavis and Butthead, which I might be interested in that one. But I'm going to have to wait till I'm older for that one. But I can stick with The Simpsons though. The Simpsons is a billion times better than that one too. And also, another thing I gotta say is, they should have just stopped after Hotel Transylvania 3's Summer Vacation, and they should have never made that TV show either. And Hotel Transylvania ran for a pretty good while up until 2022 when Amazon Prime decided to release this one instead of Columbia Pictures and Sony Animation releasing it in theaters. And also back in 2021, that happened on Netflix as well when they released The Mitchells vs. the Machines, which I really like this one a lot. And Witch Dragon and Viral, which those two I still have not seen. That was back when Sony Animation used to get better at these projects. And maybe we'll see if Sony Animation can come up with other animated movies for the kids and the family. And keep giving praise out too, but not as much as Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or anything like that. I just hope and pray to God that 2023 is going to be a better year for movies and cartoons. And the movies I'm really looking forward to in 2023 are definitely going to be Elemental, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, which I'm definitely interested in that one. And I'm also interested in Scream 6 and John Wick Chapter 4, which I think these movies are going to be awesome. Well, and one of them might be good. So anyways, that is it for me talking to you about my top favorite movie, my top 17 movies of 2022. And for the first time, I'm not gonna bother saying the honorable and dishonorable mentions of 2022, because there's a lot of other 2022 films I still have not seen yet. But so far, those were the only 19 films I saw in 2022. Let's just keep our fingers crossed for 2023 to be a better year for movies. I just hope 2023 is better, because I don't want this to be like last year or 2020 all over again. Well, not as bad as 2018. Oh, thank God. I just got over that year anyway, so. Well, other than that, thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Gladys Band EST 2001. See you guys later. Peace out and rock and roll.